Now, just before I come back to talking to Robbie, thank you very much for staying with us, Robbie.
Oh, you're welcome.
After the comments that have been put onto Facebook, where will I start? Lorraine, thank you for your input. Lorraine saying, good show, the patter is great, which is unusual. You didn't hear that very often at your shows, Robbie.
Oh, no, never.
Jim has also put, Robbie Carran, what a man, full of Falkirk humour, glad he's on the show. I'm also glad he took my advice, gave up the singing and took up the comedy. He also said, I had to bring up the first time I saw him, he had a Neil Diamond shirt on, singing Sweet Caroline, Tasteless and Diamante as well.
Well, I can't remember that. I can remember his red suit that he had. In fact, that advert you were reading out there, the last time I spoke to Jim Laughlin was in the car park at Shotstown Miners, because that's where he was doing a concert, in the car park at Shotstown Miners. He used to music with Crippen with the National Health, but anyway, that's the bye-byes, you know. But it's, at the end of the day, it's just a bit of fun. I love
talking about things, talking about stage wear and things.
Yes.
You know, you're obviously not a big fan of the tribute scene, which is fine, and everybody, you know, everybody's got their their thing about whether or not they enjoy that scene. It is sellable in some ways, but what's your opinions for anybody who's going to go out and entertain? How do you think they should dress?
As smartly as you possibly can.
Okay.
As simple as that. Should never wear jeans to a gig.
I'm hoping that some entertainers who are listening are going to take some pointers from this, because I do believe it's actually relevant.
Always make sure that you're as well dressed as you can possibly afford to be. If you're doing a wee charity show, there's a train of thought you could turn up and just go on with what you're wearing, but always have a nice change of clothes with you, and
there was an old agent mine years ago, Robbie, who told me, he says, when you're walking in somewhere, and obviously you're not wearing the same gear that you're going to be performing in, but when you go and get changed and you perform, what you would normally wear, you become a different person, but wear something that you wouldn't wear walking down the high street. That was what I was told.
That's correct.
So red suits and Diamante shirts.
Well, put it this way, depending how you want to market yourself, depends what you're going out as. You know, if you're going out as a country and western, that you're going to wear something different than if you're going out as a plain cabaret. But I like the black shirts, the black suits, that kind of stuff. That's my kind of thing. In fact, if it has been said before that when Johnny Cash died, he left me his clothes, you know.
But you had to get them extended, of course.
Well, I had to get them extended a wee bit, aye. But then my new managements that I've got, Big John Pollock, my new manager of Pollock and Hall, musical agents in Falkirk. He keeps me right with that kind of stuff, you know. He used to do the dress, he used to do the stage wear for Stevie Wonder and that kind of stuff, but it keeps me quite right. It comes from America.
So tell us, for those, I mean, you've been on the show before, and it was quite a while ago. We didn't manage to tape it all, so tell us where it all started for you.
I hope you're not taping this rubbish.
We might edit some of it. No, but tell us where your path in entertainment started, how it all began.
Started for me way back in 1991, we doing discos and what have you, round about the Falkirk area. Then started just getting venues and began to work with cabaret acts with the discos, and then just went for there, decided to put a show out my own, and for 2004 been doing the circuits, and it's taken off. In the past 2 or 3 years, it's taken off really, really well. Nice venues, nice gigs, and you know, it's a nice way to make a living.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Which a lot of people don't actually appreciate, you know, when you see folk going, oh, wait, this place and that place for a gig. You know, you're getting paid for doing something that you like. You know, it's a privilege to do this for a living. You know?
It is a privilege to do it for a living, but there's also a bit of hard work that goes on behind the scenes as well. You know, there is the...
But there's hard work in any vocation. You know, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You know, I mean, I can remember sitting doing disco work with cabaret acts, and you'd be there all night, the cabaret would be away home 4 years before you would be. You know, so there's all different ways of looking at your working life. But if you're in the entertainment game and you don't enjoy it, then get out of it and go and do something else. You know, you've got to enjoy your gigs. You're not going to go doing well every night, that's impossible. is anybody that tells you that every night's a belter, they're telling lies.
People reading their own press.
Oh yes. A lot of people believe what this when they say, I just take a very humble view of myself. In fact, if I turn up at a gig and it says Robbie Carran, personality vocalist, I think there's two people on.
Now, speaking of which, I mean, you do a bit of comedy in your show.
Yeah, a wee bit.
And you've done the odd, you do the stag nights and a bit of stand-up, and moved into the after dinner speaking in the comparing as well. How did you just stumble across that? Was that just part that you developed in your act?
It just came in between the comedy and the show, and then people pick up on it and suggest you for doing this, that, and the next thing. It's always worth trying something, It's whether you work something or that's a different matter. But no, I enjoy doing the after dinner speaking. That's quite good. The people you meet are usually quite interesting, and the guys I like working with are I'll not mention any names, but the boys that have they don't tell any jokes. They just tell their life story, which is interesting enough, And that's great, and that's the most privileged job of them all when you're getting paid for doing that kind of stuff. It really is. It's really good.
For just talking about your experiences.
But just listening to people and just walking. You're getting your dinner, you're getting fed, you're getting paid for it. You're getting a laugh. You're meeting people that you've maybe only read about in the papers up to that time. It's great.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah, and as you say, I mean, a lot of people see it as us doing just a job that that we enjoy. But it is. I actually heard on a TV program last night a lawyer saying that it's a privilege to practice law. That's how a lot of lawyers look at it, and I do believe that as an entertainer, it's a privilege to go out and to ply your trade and to entertain people.
Of course it is, aye. Of course it is. You get there and you can make a crowd, a big crowd or a small crowd, depending on what kind of venue you're in. If the audience are there to be entertained, you're on to winner before you start. I mean, that this is the 4th year in a row that we've been doing the Beverley Castle down in Melrose with a fantastic host in there, James Mullaney, and the show features everything from the music, the musicals, to bang up to date the charts. Absolutely fantastic. And that's just a wee privilege to do that every week, because it's a different audience, obviously, because it's been in a hotel.
Yeah.
But it's just a mixture of music, and the majority of people enjoy it, and come back to see us maybe 3 or 4 times in a year.
So that's a regular place that people can see. Is that on a Tuesday night?
On a Wednesday.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday doing the Beverley Castle, doing the Melrose. It's a nice hotel. It's got 5 stars. You can see them through a hole in the roof. It's a really nice venue, and the show just seems to work very, very well. But only because I'm working with a top class entertainer.
Yes, I've worked with James as well. I've been down, I've done that gig. Chased them all away to the bar.
You can't be too loud. In fact, last night we were down there, and one thing that I'm never too loud, and the sound system down there is pretty good, so it's no rasping. But one wee woman sitting, as soon as the show started, fingers in her ears,
Yep.
And after about 3 minutes, she realised that she was the only person sitting like that, and slowly the hands came down. Greatest laugh I've had all week, pure myself, But you get people like that, and it's when you're dealing with the kind of people who remember the 60s, people who lived through the 60s, they appreciate the music that I do in the show a wee bit more than most.
Now, talking about the 60s, I'm going to play a couple of songs from the 60s. One that I know that you do in your show, it's one by the Animals.
Oh,
no, sorry, it's not Animals, it's the Monkeys, but it's close enough.
It's you just to me.
It's close enough. But one that you've chosen by a female singer that you just thought was absolutely fantastic.
Aye.
Who is she?
The lovely voice of Dusty Springfield.